You're now tuned in to Open Mic, the raw and real spin-off series powered by Savage Unfiltered. This is the space where voices rise, filters drop, and nothing's off the record. Whether it's a truth bomb, a personal story, or an unfiltered rant, if you've got something to say, this is your mic. Let's get into it.
A busy person, especially when it comes to TikTok and controversial around Gambia. Ninyusindige Baby Binta Garideji Katit Lalawa. What did Baby Binta say today? I'm pretty sure you were giving Ahmad Ba, Adama Barrow, sleepless night. They're probably thinking, what are we going to do with this kid? And who is this kid? How did you come to this? Who is Baby Binta when the cameras are off?
How did I come to it? I don't know if Baro or Ahmad Ban knows about me. Honestly, I don't know if they know about me. But who's Binta Diba? I mean, who's Baby Binta outside of TikTok? My name is Binta Diba. That's what. Well, a lot of people know me as as Baby Binta also, especially on Instagram, TikToks. I mean, and X. So I had the whole Baby Binta name for a while, so I felt like I got stuck with it, and I had my TikTok account under that name for a while. But anyways, I'm just a regular person. I was a former model. So modeling is what people actually used to know me for. So I got extremely active on Clubhouse in the last 3 years. Then I was on there, and there was a day that I saw a bunch of African Americans. They had, well, actually, some of them were my friends. So they had a space open up titled Gambians Are Unaliving Black Americans in Gambia. So they were talking about a case that had I believe it was 5 African Americans that passed away in Gambia within a span of 9 months. And they were really mad. Yeah. So they were really mad about that. As a Gambian, I felt like I had to like do a response room. So I did a response room, and we went through each and every individual that they were talking about. And while I was doing my own research it seems like, yes, guarantee some of them could really, it seems like there could be foul play involved in it. But my goal my goal was honestly to just let them know that actually in my country, at least right now, at least once a week or every other week, there's a dead body coming out the street, whether it's a Gambian citizen or someone else. So after that, that's when I made a video criticizing Adama Barrow on TikTok about it was like I was talking about how he like all the unnecessary unaliving that's happening, how he's just there opening his big mouth, not doing anything about it, and it kind of went viral a little bit. So that's pretty much just how I started talking about him. Then I stopped for a little bit and I came back.
Well, yeah, because I could remember you and I met in Clubhouse first, and those days Clubhouse used to be fun until I ran away and then came to TikTok. It didn't take long for you to follow behind, and voila, here is Binta.
I know, and yeah. This time it put us in the Gambian community. It's not like I'm in the Pan-African community.
Exactly. We thought it's gonna be rosy and fun, but then hey, it's been fun. It's been fun being around the Gambian crowd. Oh yeah, you've mentioned that you used to be a model as well, because I went to your Instagram. How was your modeling life? Are you still doing that, or like what happened? Did it change course?
I stopped in 20 I hijab at some point. Right. That's what made me like change. But I started at when did I start? 2011. Right. So it was pretty much after I left college, went into modeling. And it was fun. I ended up doing good for myself a little bit too, in terms of being able to get myself in America's Next Top Model, which allowed a lot of governments to, or it exposed me to the world and a lot of people also. But after that ANTM, I'm problematic, like on the show, like I was like the biggest like villain, like not the biggest villain, but like one of the craziest episodes was with me involved, right? So after that, it was a lot of noise, so, and like plus other personal stuff going on in my life. So I decided that like I wanted to like hijab and like change my life and be a better Binta and all that stuff. So that's when I decided that I wanted to, I'm not gonna do any more shoots. I contacted my agency, told them that I'm not doing any more shoots unless it's modest fashion looks. Yeah, so that kind of slowed down the modeling a lot because I was doing before that I was doing a lot of Nike, Vancouver Fashion Week. Like I was very popular whereby when I leave, get out the street, somebody knows me, especially in New York and other areas. But I was just not into it in terms of the lifestyle. I felt like I didn't want it. I didn't want to go forward with that lifestyle. I wanted to live a different lifestyle. So I stopped. But here and there, like I did like hijab shoots before. I still feel like I'm gonna shoot again because I do miss it a lot, and I feel like I want to get back to it soon. So you guys might see me shoot again soon.
Well, that would be awesome. You've never felt like maybe I go into like Big Brother or like Love Island and all those, like reality TV shows. I feel like you might be good in those.
Yeah, I could have definitely joined reality TV. I can still join reality if it's the right reality TV now, I will do it. Yeah, if it's the right one. Whereby it's like I can come back every season and I get paid per episode, I'll do that. I'm not into competition unless if they do like a ANTM All Star, then I'll consider doing that again. But I'm a mom now. So not long after when I stopped modeling, not long after I stopped modeling, I became a mom, I believe 3 years later. And so now that I'm a mom, with reality TV, you have to go away for like 3 months, right? If not, I would have done reality TV already. But to do that, I have to go away for like a month, 2, 3 months. And right now, I don't have that in me to like leave my daughter for that long, like a reality show whereby they come to my house and shoot me.
Oh, you know what? You can introduce Big Brother Gambia. I don't know how that's gonna look like, but it's gonna be
Not like
chaotic, I
if
guess.
I would no, of course. I just don't live in Gambia, but if I was living there, I would definitely do like set up shows, even if it's not for me, but for like other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something to kind of like modernize things a little bit. Were you married before, or are you still married? Because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people on TikTok that might be like, Baby Binta.
I was before. I'm not anymore. I am currently technically kind of single, but I'm not really looking in terms of the streets. Like I'm tired of the streets. Yeah, so I'm not like. Yeah, I feel like I kind of consider like maybe like just dealing with government men. Like, but I can. I feel like it's official. I give up on government guys, guaranteed.
Among Hani Gambia Kela back. So yeah, atul fanang, ala kosi. So yeah, but you still have a chance. Anyway, now you're related to Hussein Odaba, right? Or like, is there any connection between you and Hussein Odaba?
No.
So you seem to be Momadou Sabali. I see. So,
but I don't like that.
How is knowing the fact that you related in some type of way with Momadou Sabali, and you hear publicly what people say about Sabali, his personality, his character is questioned everywhere, and you yourself, you're very vocal in terms of the political affairs of that country. How do you balance that? Like, do you feel like sometimes it kind of like constrains you from what you say, or you're like, I don't give a F. It's my opinion. I just have to say it.
When the way I found out that I was related to Moro Sabali was one day a family member of mine contacted me and they were complaining, talking about, oh, my cousin is such a disgrace. He just went on national TV and said the Mandinkas will never be president. This is during Jamba's era. So that's how I got introduced to him from a family who's someone who's extremely close to me, a family of mine. So but that was it. And then later on, when I started involving myself in Gambian politics, because before that, I always say my opinion here and there, even Jamba's era, but I was never heavily involved in terms of like being part of conversations and things like that. So when I started doing that, that's when I really found out about him and the things that he did and how much of a snake he is and how jump he is, how like he just don't care. He's all about the money, at least from what I observed and the way he behaved. So I don't have respect for him. I have no interest in knowing him. I have never met him in my life. I know we're bloodly related, 100%. But I never met him. I'm not interested in me. I'm not interested in knowing anything about him. I feel like he's dangerous for the country, and I don't know what his reasoning is, but he's just not for me. And you know, I can be extremely fake to that level. Like I feel like if I meet that guy, it's like I can't even say talk to him because the only thing I'm gonna tell him is like I don't like you. You're a slave. Like we can't talk. That's it.
Now, in terms of your political views and in terms of your views regarding social issues in Gambia, do you solely believe that the problem that Gambians are facing today, either socioeconomic status or like, politically, is solely because of the president, or is it like a systematical thing?
I think it's a systematical thing and also a mindset also that all of us suffer from. But obviously we have a horrible system, right? And we come from a background that's been oppressed for a very long time. So our region itself, it has not been doing good for a very, very long time. Right. And then now we have independent and it's a bunch of people that are ruling themselves with no experience, at least in terms of modern democracy and whatever the system is. So, but also, at least right now, currently, also, and even before, we also had a bad presidents because or unqualified presidents, but I would say maybe bad presidents because I feel like they could have done better. They could have done better. It's easy to say it, it's not easy to do it, but they're the ones that went and applied for the job. They were the ones that are confident trying to do the job. So we expect them to do it perfectly, nothing less. But anyways, so in terms of Adama Barrow, I feel like him, I was never into him. Like, I feel like 2 months in office, I was not into him after that. When I saw him pretty much denying some of the things that he was telling us, like, I saw this guy doing campaigns, telling people that I'm doing 3 years. Then when he was in office, when you tell him you said 3 years, he's like, well, that's what politicians say. Right. So when I see someone right away say that, I'm like, oh my God. Like, to me, that is scary for you to just like, be like, I don't even care. Like, and then other things is like seeing him sit on national TV talking about how they went to graveyards and pulled people out. So to me, seeing those are extremely embarrassing. And just with a lot of things that led to the way the country is right now. So obviously, he's not the only one. Jammeh didn't do a good job, in my opinion. Obviously, Jawara himself too. I know that the cost of living was better, but I don't think that he had fair elections for 30 years. Like, I don't think he should have sat for 30 years. That was too much unnecessarily.
If I could understand your opinion in this, is that the foundation of Gambia was not strong enough to support Gambia of today.
I would say it's not strong enough to support the Gambia today because with the right people, it can be, right? But when you have the wrong people in place, then that's when we're still slacking, right? Because currently our government is being run by, if you compare the standards of the government officials we have in office compared to other standards in other countries, right? Let's not even compare with other African countries because if it really comes down to it, we're trying to compete with the rest of the world so that we can stop actually migrating, right? Like in terms of standard of living.
Yeah.
So our country with the heads in state right now, I feel like I'm even more qualified than them in terms of education level. I feel like I am. Right. So, and I don't even feel I'm not qualified. So like it makes it look really crazy and sad. And some people still have this mentality that our leadership should be mediocre.
No, in terms of the people you surround yourself with, especially in Gambian crowd, right? Everyone seems to see people that are controversial, the likes of One Pack, Baby Binta. Anywhere you go, there's controversial around you. One Pack, on the other hand, for me, I don't think it's controversial. One Pack is my best, my best artist, I feel. So do you think like you attract controversial anywhere you go?
Oh God. Maybe I'm the controversy myself. I don't know. All right. I wouldn't. That's why I was like, do I try a little bit sometimes? Sometimes, or a lot. But no, with what Pac, I wouldn't call him a friend. I was a fan. I was a fan, a big fan, and I interviewed him on Facebook before, and and I think we are two individuals with two strong personalities, and we clash one day very badly, sadly, because remember I was a fan, and you clash with someone that you actually fuck with, so it was a unfortunate situation. But yeah, I think it's just it could be my I don't want to admit that I'm into controversial topics.
I think it's fair to say controversy is Baby Binta and Baby Binta is controversy.
For now, we're gonna change it.
Yeah.
For now. For now.
So how is your relationship with One Pack now?
We don't have a relationship. Because of when the situation happened, one pack right after when we had a clash, when we clashed on the app, right after he opened his own live and he supposedly called I saw him call me Jalang on the live. He gave the Jalang my name. On the phone, you're hearing the other person saying yes. He's like, her name is Vita Dua, yes. The other person on the line, like, yes. And then he's like, he's giving my daughter's information too to the guy. So for me, that was too much for me. I can't mess with, I'm not into things like that. And I can like, I hope he didn't do it. But because of that, I can try to develop anything with him because of that, because he tried to get my daughter involved in things like that, which I'm not into. But apart from, yeah, so I can't be friends with that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's fair to say that wasn't cool talking about your daughter in that way in the life, especially maybe many people don't know your daughter's name. However, do you actually think One Pack was out to get you, or was it like, it's just One Pack doing his One Pack thing?
No, what happened is it was two strong personalities clashing, whereby I'm not gonna accept disrespect. He will not. I don't think I disrespected him, but it was a conversation that led into Gambian and Senegalese women. And if you watch the whole 1 hour interview, in my opinion, it became whereby he was violating Gambian women and putting Senegalese women on top. And me, with my annoying personality, like, sometimes you gotta let some things go. I don't let it go. I'm like, I'm not. So I didn't let it go, and it went that way. But I think I will take responsibility. But I went on live and he sent me a request. I got on live, not even 5 seconds. He sent me a request. So like I didn't initiate the whole situation. It was him. But yeah.
It's fair to say I can bring both of you together. Like maybe next episode that I have you, I could bring One Pack and Binta together. And then we can just repair the damage.
The problem is
We can do it because you guys are cool.
Nah, with our personalities, we're gonna crash again. So it's best to let it go. Like us, yeah, it's best to let it go.
We want a bit of fun. One Pack and Baby Binta, that is fun. So yeah, I think a lot of Gambians miss that. Tigay buga na nyo gislol. So buldega. Now, when it comes to the political setup in Gambia, 2026 is in the corner. Is just running, approaching really fast. We're talking about elections. We're talking about figures coming out. People saying, "Well, I want to be president. I want to be that." Do you align yourself with any political party in terms of Gambia?
I am not part of any political party at all. But if right now I'm looking for the party or the coalition that's gonna kick Barrow out. So I'm in for a coalition party right now, and I said it. I said my party name is P, which comes from the PDIS. The use PU, U from UDP, and A from APP Sobea. So PUA, that's my thing, PUA. So I have 3 parties right now that I support, which is PDIS, UDP, and Sobea. I'm a big, last election I was a big fan of Isafal. Even though I didn't know him, but I just observed him on TRC. And when he wanted to run for leadership, I was like, you know what? Yes, go ahead, do it. But right now we have to have a strategy for Baro to go. So, and I became a very big fan of Young Wadabo also from UDP. So in terms of seeing young leadership, I would love to see the collaboration of Young Wadabo and Isafal together, working together. But since I don't know. But since right now, I just need a coalition because I need Adam Baro to go. That's the only reason why I'm talking anyways, is Baro. So I just need him to go so that we can have a little bit of peace of mind.
In terms of coalitions, well, Gambia, the reason we have Adama Barrow is because of a coalition. Now, many Gambians are concerned that coalition talks, diaspora, we have initiated a coalition before, and then it led us to where we are today, Adama Barrow. And now we are talking about another one. We're constantly advocating for a coalition. In your mind, what do you think the next coalition should look like? What would you want to see?
This answer can get me in trouble a little bit. I try to avoid this answer. I never even said this before. But for me, I think right now, the best thing is, because I think we should give UDP their presidential position so that they can finally be quiet. If not, for the rest of our life, they will never stop talking about, oh, we need a UDP. What do they say? UDP led party to do, right? And because they have the numbers too, I think we should be fair to them a little bit. And also because it was actually them that was done dirty in terms of the coalition before. Because Adam Barrow just, what do you call it? He didn't stick to his words and he just became a big ass snake. So, and I know that they're not perfect as a party, but for me, I feel like the best scenario or situation that I can see is a UDP led party with Isa out. For me, I want to see Yankuba Dabo president and Isa Fall vice president. But there has to be a contract whereby the president cannot fire the vice president. They have to stick that. There has to be a contract that they have to stay for that. If they love each other, it's only gonna work if they can have that bloody love, and that's the only way it would work. But I would love to see Yankuba Dabo and Isa Fall together, and Yankuba cannot fire Isa. He has to be there for that coalition period.
Now, where do you leave Baba, Mr. Hussein Dabo?
I don't mind Lawyer Dabo as leadership. I don't mind it at all. I'm just not too sure with what's going on right now, but I think he's capable, especially from his interviews that I'm seeing. I was just a little bit worried about in terms of because if you're a president, I know that there's a lot of flying involved, right? So is he gonna have the energy in terms of flying? If you gotta catch that's why sometimes these presidents, we see them oversleeping, right? So if you have to, let's say you have to do 3 countries in a span of 5 days or in a span of 6 days. So that could be a lot. So that's the only small part that I see a challenge, and we don't know something else. But I think he's extremely capable in terms of knowledge. Him and Halifa Saleh, I think I don't even think Yankuba and Isa Fala are better than them in terms of knowledge and how to develop not even how to develop the country, but just the love they have for the country and maybe the system that they can help develop. Him and Halifa Saleh. So I'm okay with him also with Halifa Saleh, president, vice president. I am 100% okay with that too. If I see that, but I don't mind if he steps down.
Gambia, as we speak right now, is grappling and struggling between generations. There's 2 generations that are clashing right now. And Esafal is not a young person, okay? He's almost 60 years old. So he's not a young person. Adama Barrow neither is not a young person. Now, when I hear people say we need younger leaders, what exactly are we talking about? Are we talking about the current democratic elected or the front runner for New York mayorship. A 33-year-old. Or are we talking about people in their 60s or people in their late 50s? Now, the country have been struggling and a lot. And these people, these 60-year-olds or the 50-year-olds, these were the people that were running the affairs of the country. But for Hussein Dabo to take a back seat and allow Yankuba to move forward on a coalition, but I don't know if that's going to happen. What do you think about that?
It could happen. I think either way, it will be a big ass controversy. I know that for sure. But it will be a big controversy, right? But if he have Isa on his side, and he already acknowledged that Isa wants to work with him, and from what I've observed from other people that I know, there's other people around him too that Isa want to work with. It will be controversy, but I think it will be the right choice for UDP. I don't think they can afford another bad leadership. They can't even afford it. They can't afford another bad leadership. They need someone who's gonna come and actually set a really, really good example for UDP. Because if not, they're fried for life. Right now, it's really bad out there for them. So whoever comes for them has to be legit, and he have to work. Especially corruption is the biggest thing that he has to fight. So that if you see 1 or 2 corruption, it's a wrap. Like it's just gonna go back to UDP. This is how they are. Because right now they gave us butter. If you give us another butter, it's over.
Yeah, it's over for them. And where do you leave Talib? Talib and Rahim Malik Low.
Talib, I laugh because like I was criticizing him a little bit on TikTok, and so that's why I laugh, because I ain't trying to be fake. Act like, oh, we're bestie. Okay, this is the thing with Talib. I'm gonna be honest, right? I didn't know him very well last year when a year and a half ago when I started joining Gambian political talks. When it comes to UDP, Talib and Rahim Malik's lowest name is what comes. And my answer back then, I ain't trying to be fake again, was if it's not Dabo, I don't want none of them. That used to be my answer. That's before I even hear about Young People. I used to hear about Young People a little bit, but I just hear that, okay, at the rate that he's working, it's just crazy, right? But I didn't know too much about him. So I was just not too sure of any of them yet. I wasn't sure. I'm like, nah. For some reason, I feel like he gave me better vibes. I was saying that earlier last year. Until later on, I started questioning myself whether I'm like, you know what, let me just give him a chance, right? So I started even I started, because back then one of the things that I first heard about him that made me feel some type of way was I heard he supposedly gave a contract to a family member with the dumpster thing in I don't know. So when I heard that before, so I was
that's Talib. Talib we're talking about, right?
Yes. So I saw it was a long time ago. I saw what some they were talking about a contract that he gave to a family member. So that made me not too sure, because we don't like nepotism, and obviously corruption is an issue. So if I hear something like that, I'm not gonna be too excited about you. And I guess I was also judging him, because when I see him just talk, I don't know, I was never too. So I'm like, bro, this guy gave me Adam Borough vibes. But then later on, when I heard about also the moms and all these other things, about the mom with the contract at KMC or whatever, right? So I ended up asking someone to confirm, because I wasn't too sure still yet, right? This is probably like a month and a half ago. Yeah. So I asked someone, I was like, okay, can you just clear these informations for me so that I can be a little bit confident about Talib, because I'm not sure. So they confirmed that he had nothing to do with the mom's deal with the financial, how they were getting paid at KMC. I heard that contract happened before he got there. Okay. So they cleared that he had nothing to do with that and things like that. So that made me started like easing up on him and like promoting him when he is doing good work, putting it out there and things like that. But right now also there's a lot of controversy going on. So I just don't know. And then also I feel like UDP just cannot afford that. Right? I feel like UDP cannot afford that in terms of a leadership that then we're not too sure about. Like, what they can't afford that. And the Gambia itself can't afford that. Like,
Right.
And later on, with the work that I've been hearing Yankuba doing, and even KMC, they've been doing great work too, honestly. But some of the effectiveness that I've seen Yankuba doing, and I was like, you know what? Even though him too, he have that little temper that sometimes. Because the first time I even saw him too was when Baro and them went to Brikama and he spazzed out a little bit, right? So I didn't know the backstory behind that. But when I saw that, I wasn't too excited. I was like, man, relax, right? Then later on, anyways, this whole situation that's going on again, I seen him like, mad and spoke up or whatever. But I don't know. I feel like Isafa also does have the same kind of traits a little bit, whereby it's like they're very, like he will tell you how he feels. He's not gonna hide his feelings and stuff. And and even some people also want to put this thing on him that, oh, he's too strict or he's aggressive, right? So like I know that even me, I'm scared of aggressive leaders because of Yajimber. But if they're gonna do great work in terms of development right now, that is the most important thing I need. Of course, I don't think that those two are gonna be dangerous like Jambe in terms of getting rid of people. Hopefully not.
You think so?
So though, I hope not. I don't think so. I think that they will tell you how they feel for sure, but I don't think they would get rid of people. Like I don't think so. I think they will tell you how they feel, but at least in the regions, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, Gambia can't afford to have another TRRC, and we can't afford to have, like whatever we're dealing with right now, another huge Jana Commission, because yes, a lot of money was like spent on those initiatives, and I feel like it's high time we start to address the actual issue that regular Gambians are dealing with on a regular basis, right? You want UDP, PDOIS, and APP coalition, but you think Yankuba is the ideal candidate for this because obviously UDP, if they don't have a candidate, I don't see them joining any coalition if the candidate is not from them. But Esafal also thinks that he already earned his place, that he could be the front runner for any coalition. Do you agree with that?
If it happens, I'm 100% okay with it. It's gonna be? I feel like it. I don't know if UDP would accept it. Why? Because of what happened to them with Baro. If what happened with Baro, if Baro continued leading with a UDP party, maybe what's going on right now wouldn't even be going on. But anyway, so if it happens, I'm okay with it. But will UDP accept it? I don't know because of the betrayal that they face with Baro. And I feel like right now they're so desperate to see themselves in terms of leadership. Feel like, okay, we finally did it. Okay, let's actually, I don't know what their agenda is or to try to, I mean, I know their agenda, but whatever their goals are. So if it happens, that will be great, but I think it will be tough. And I think Issa felt too, it's okay for him to accept the vice presidency role if they're not gonna do him dirty too. Right? Because we don't need a partnership whereby you there's a partnership and you do them dirty or you fire them. We don't need that. That's why I said I would love to see a contract whereby they can't fire him or no one can fire the other person. But if it happens, it comes down to communication and negotiating. So they just have to make that happen. So regardless of him as president and Yankuba as vice president, I think that would still be a great leader collaboration. I can still see Isa leading from a vice presidential position with Yankuba. I can still see him. I feel like it will be like a Usman Sanka and Jomai Fai vibe, whereby it seems like Sanka is doing most of the pulling, but Jomai is in front.
Well, now the only problem with that is that Jamai, we don't have any Jamai in between those two people, right? Between Esa and Yankuba, there's no one there that could demonstrate the personality of Jamai.
No, Talib could have a Jamai. If there's no corruption with Talib end, if guaranteed there's no corruption on his end, I think he can play a Jamai role too perfectly. That corruption is what I'm not sure about.
Aside from the corruption, there's also looming controversy around Talib, right? Where people feel like Talib has some sort of motive to push out Yankuba and ultimately overthrow Hussein Odabo. So there's some members of the UDP that feel like Talib is funding a PR campaign against these two parties, like Hussein Dabo and Yankuba, while he's trying to strengthen himself and build his foundation and legacy around UDP.
I think to say that he's campaigning against those two in terms of to coup d'etat him, or like, I think that could be a strong word. That's strong, but from what I have observed, from what I know, from the conversations I had, yes, guarantee there's a side in UDP that are considering this election coming for possibly Dabo to step down. But from what I'm observing, it seems like they're too chicken to speak to him, right? So none of that chicken to speak to Dabo and to speak to the whole party of what their plan is. So what are they doing? They put themselves in the position of the secretary. What's his title? Secretary General of the party. They put themselves with using Talib's name under that. They put themselves in that position, which allowed them to create the calendar, the UDP calendar, organizing events. So when they're doing that, they focus, instead of, if they're organizing, the party leader should be Dabo, right? Dabo's image should be the one published, but they're using Talib's image to publish it, right? So obviously they have a goal, and Talib himself said his biggest goal is to have the highest power in the country in the country at some point. He mentioned that, which is fine, which is okay. Like, it's okay to have a goal and it's okay to achieve it, but I think it should be done the right way. Right? If he had goals of being president for the next election, he could just let it be known that, hey, and I think it's okay for them to, like, if Dabo put in his nomination, it's okay for them to do it too. If I'm part of the party, I would challenge him. I don't care. I challenge him. I think they should even challenge him this upcoming flag bearer election. I think they should. I think both of them, Talib, Yankuba, all of them should put their
names forward.
Yeah, I think they should. But yes, from what I've observed, I know talented people don't like to hear this, but yes, from what I've observed, they guarantee had a plan. And from what I know, it seems like two of his co-workers got irritated at him because of some of the things that they're doing behind the scenes. And they came out and spoke. So, which I feel like they have a right to do that also, because what kind of leadership, like, I don't know, we're always talking about how sneaky he is, how he's always doing behind the scenes, always hiding. Like, we don't want that. Like, we want people to be real and normal. We're tired of this whole sneaky fake stuff.
That might have been a strong word for me to categorize the situation within UDP, overthrowing, pushing someone out. But MC Cham, you know MC Cham, right? You've heard of him before.
Head of the army, right?
No. MC Cham is basically you could say the head of Talib's army and Nene. You know, those two are basically Nene and MC Cham are Talib's flanks. They kind of like, the soldiers, right and left hand soldiers. So, people say, well, Nene and MC Cham, they're close to Talib because Talib might have disclosed to them that he's intending to push out these people. So they team Talib and they're not UDP, so it's like Team Talib. Now, I don't know, maybe there's a huge surprise. Let's watch and see the next flag bearer election of UDP.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with Team Talib, but I think Team Talib should respect UDP. Because UDP is the reason why some of them have a job. Because without UDP, Talib wouldn't have a job. And without that job, Talib is not going to hire them. So I think, and it's okay to help UDP as a party too, right? There's going to be flaws. Obviously, there's a lot of flaws. Like the structure, they still need a lot of work. It's okay to go and help them. It's okay to be part of it and add change to it. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, it's a crazy one. I don't want it to be a UDP episode, but I mean, we're talking about a coalition and all these parties for sure. If coalition is what Gambian people want, I think, like you said earlier, all the party leaders and all the people in front of the parties need to put their differences aside and try to work out and give Gambian people exactly what they want. I agree with you on that. We are very close to the end of this episode. But before I leave you, do you ever feel like since you've started talking and investing a lot about Gambian society, ever feel like sometimes you get threats Or like, do you have any fear around the people that respond to some of your comments and some of the things that you've posted online?
Of course, I got a lot of threats. In African politics, it's very disgusting from what I learned. So yes, I actually got a threat from someone who had a picture with Adam Burrow, like standing next to each other, walking together. So he sent me a threat. He sent me a message talking about how they gathering up some NPP women group or something to attack me. I'm like, all right. Some other Africans, when I talk about someone, I said someone in Gambia that have a big fan base, into Black Alphatia me. They say they will say a Black Alphatia. I don't even know.
I don't know what that is,
But one thing I learned, right? These people be doing black magic on each other in these African politics, bro. Like,
It's mental.
I low-key want to run away from it now because of that. Because like
Mhm.
I don't like that unnecessary evil stuff. Like, it's too much.
Yeah.
Like, unnecessarily. Like, imagine trying to work. Like, imagine like in being in Pan African conversations, right? And the biggest thing that you get attacked for is like, oh, why you're not home? You like go back home, build back home. So you go back home to build back home. Africans are putting eggs and stuff on top of like your doors. Like, it's just weird.
Even for me, sometimes I feel like I don't want to venture into African politics because of the horror stories that I hear, right? People are like, oh man, this is what they do, this is what we did. Like, for instance, look at what is happening. A full head of state on national TV talking about some of the things that they've done in order to get to this point.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like if you go to Gambia, you might, like not necessarily convicted of a case, but like they might waste your time, like maybe arrest you, detain you, harass you. Do you ever feel like that could happen to you?
No, right now, I guarantee feel like I will get arrested, but I hope not because of just I don't know if Burrow and his team knows about me very well. If him and his team know about me very well, if they getting irritated by me, yes, I believe that if I get to the airport, they will arrest me just to waste my time and things like that. But I'm never gonna give myself to the Gambian police. They have to play cash. But yeah, I think so too. Even if they don't arrest me at the airport, I feel like if I'm in the country and if I start taking pictures and showing that I'm in the country, I can see some people that have issue with me. Some people that are in the government or government associates, if they see that I'm in the country, they might try to like use their favors to get me arrested.
Any final word to Gambia society or anyone that is watching us today?
Please just give us a PUA, PDIS, UDP, Sobea coalition, so that Adam Barrow can go and I can stop talking about Ghanaian politics.
Exactly. So we can venture into productive and maybe business, money making tools instead of politics.
Yes, thank you very much, because it's not making us any money, but enemies.
Exactly. Well, Binta, Baby Binta, it was nice having you. And so if you're listening to us or watching us on YouTube, this was Baby Binta. Attracts controversy, and she said she is controversy, but she likes it. Oh no, she doesn't like it. Now the episode has ended, so she doesn't like it. But so once again, thank you very much for coming on to Savage Unfiltered, and we hope to see you again. We hope to have you so we can talk about some of our other segments.
All right, well, Savage, thank you very much. Who's your party again? I always wonder about this. I'm like, who's Savage party? But you never want to disclose it. I had the right to wait until last minute. I heard you talking about that. No, I don't blame you though.
That's it for today's open mic. If you felt that, share it. If you've got something to say, step up. This mic stays open. Catch us right here every time a voice needs to be heard. Powered by Savage Unfiltered, where the truth doesn't hide. Until next time, stay loud, stay real, stay savage.